Well, just while we, of course, wait to talk to our guests, we've been talking to the INEC Director of Voter Education and Publicity, Oluwole Sazoizi. Let's get a hang of what's happening in Kogi State. And we had told you security on the minds of people. Our correspondent, Terry Kumi, is standing by to give us an idea on security preparations there. Terry Kumi, good to have you on the show. Tell us, how is Kogi prepared for elections tomorrow?
Well, hello, Millicent. Nice to hear from you again. Welcome to Kogi. I must first of all start by saying the sun here is intense, and you can see how I'm squinting. Well, there's some emptiness about this town. Some say it's because many people have gone to their different constituencies or wards to cast their votes, and security so far seems to be going very well. There's been no case, no incident. Earlier today we were at the police headquarters, Kogi State Police Headquarters that is, and deployments were being carried out. If you stay longer with us, you'll find some police vans moving about with policemen dropping them off at specific locations. Now we understand, based on a statement and a press conference which was held yesterday by the DIG, Deputy Inspector General of Police, Abdul Majid Ali, in charge of Operations Kogi, that entry and exit points in and out of Kogi will be blocked from midnight tonight and will not be open till 4 p.m. tomorrow. And we also learned that the Inspector General of Police has directed that all military police attaches to governors, deputy governors, the governor, deputy governor, and every other political stalwart here has been called off. So far it's been good, and that's virtually the case here in Kogi State.
We'll come back to you, Terry. Let's get back to our guest in the studio, the INEC Director. And this is about security. I know many people are asking what are the reassurances that the INEC body has had with security agents for Kogi and especially Bayelsa State.
I'm sorry, I did not get the question.
The question is on security and the reassurances that you've had with security agencies. And this is stemming from what we've seen in the last couple of days, the campaigns in Bayelsa and also Kogi State.
Again, the sound was a bit muffled, but I think the question was on security. I'm happy that the security agencies are here represented by the lead agency, which is the police, and I think they can speak more on that. But we've had a good synergy. We've had several discussions. The Inspector General of Police was in Kogi a couple of days ago and Bayelsa last week, where he reassured the stakeholders about the preparedness of the police and other security agencies to ensure peaceful elections. So I think they can speak a lot better than that, but we've been under the auspices of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security. We've been having several meetings, discussions, and sharing information about arrangements for security. And I think we're pleased with the arrangements that we have seen and the assurances given by the security agencies about peaceful elections. We are quite satisfied, yes.
Finally, a former president expressed concern about the violence and killings in the two states, saying that it would not have happened if Nigeria got to a point where voter cards mattered. How supreme is our voter card in these elections and future elections?
Did you say how secure?
Supreme.
Voter cards?
How supreme are our voter cards?
How supreme? Well, the only means of voting in this country, with the law as it exists, the extant law, is that you must have your permanent voter's card. Without a voter's card, you cannot vote, and we only count votes that are cast at the polling units. That's the only way. So the vote is supreme. The voter's card is supreme, and it comes from the thought and the philosophy that the people are king. The people's will is supreme, and they exercise their franchise through voting using the permanent voter's cards. So if you don't have a permanent voter's card, you cannot vote. If you take somebody else's voter's card, you cannot vote because the smart card reader will be used to verify. It's to add more confidence and to ensure that there's limited fraud or no fraud in the process. So the voter's card is supreme.
We appreciate your time. INEC Director, Voter Education and Publicity, Mr. Oluwole Osazuzi. Many thanks for talking to us. And indeed, for the man who has most of the answers on security, Mr. Frank Mbadi, Forces Public Relations Officer, joins us now from Abuja Studios. Glad to have you. Tell us, what are your preparations for Kogi and Bayelsa? And many people have been asking and also wondering what went wrong in Nembe, for example, and some of the other parts of Kogi State where violence was recorded.
Well, in one sentence, I would say we are set to go. We have made sufficient and adequate deployment for these elections. Earlier, before now, we have conducted a detailed security threat analysis that gave us a general overview of what the security situations are in the two states, some of the challenges that we anticipate, and some of these challenges that are actually coming up now are some of the things we've already factored out during the security threat analysis. And a lot of the deployments that we did are also based on those threat analysis. Our deployment are intelligence driven, they are purpose oriented, they are designed to achieve some definite and very specified targets. And you will understand that our tasks in these elections are very simple: provide a safe and conducive environment for INEC and other stakeholders to be able to do their job and do them effectively. And the Inspector General of Police have already said, and he has repeated that in different fora, that for the purposes of this election, before, during, and after the elections, the Nigerian police force under his watch will remain very professional. We will be politically neutral, and we will provide...
Because we've almost run out of time, and that's to quickly tell us if, for the violence that we recorded in the two states, if any arrests have been made, as quick as you can.
Every single infraction of the law that has taken place in those two states are under investigations. Most of those cases are active investigations as I speak to you now. And in the coming hours and in the coming days, we will be telling Nigerians the status of those investigations.
All right. We appreciate your time. Sorry, we do have to go, but we know we'll be talking to you in the coming hours, the coming days leading up to tomorrow on Kogi and Bayelsa. Thank you so much, Mr. Frank Mbadi, Forces Public Relations Officer, for joining us. And thank you for watching. Don't forget, you can join the discussion on our social media platforms and follow the coverage here live on Channels Television. I'm Millicent Nwonka.